What is up, McManus and my fam? We are back with another recap video of UFC Fight Night, Eros Medic versus Daniel Rodriguez. It is just concluded, and I can confidently say that this is in the runnings for best Fight Night card of the year. This card was start to finish bangers. There's one fight that I wasn't crazy on, but we'll talk about that. Um, but this was an incredibly impressive fight night from all angles. So we're gonna talk about every single fight. Starting from the very top, the main event, Uros Medic versus Daniel Rodriguez. Uros Medic, the first straight punch he landed on D-Rod sat him down and the fight was over. I was laughing when this happened because it started out and D-Rod landed one strike and it was a low kick. And it kind of hurt Uros Medic's leg and I was like, okay, hold on, this might be a little bit more competitive. And then immediately Uros lands one strike on him and four follow-up before he hits the ground and that was it. So back to Tijuana, my friend. Back to punching water bottles and socks, my friend. And Uros calls out Leon Edwards again, which I think is the right. That's what this fight should have been. I don't think this should have been the main event. It should have been Uros versus Leon Edwards. Where Leon Edwards is right now, I don't know. Um, he's probably in Turkey getting a hair transplant, if anything. But Uros Medic, man, another absolutely incredible performance. Um, And yeah, man, not I mean, there's not much to break down here. This was literally a 30-second fight, start to finish. So yeah, D-Rod, see you in the apex, my friend. And Uros, let's get him on a. I mean, he took zero damage. We could put him on. We could put him in MSG against Leon Edwards. If we want to run back the Carlos Prates maxing that Uros Medic is doing, which is slamming out all of Carlos Prates' past victims, do it. Let's do Uros Medic, Leon Edwards in MSG. Featured fight of the night or opening up the main card. Let's go for that. Next fight, bro. No. No, bro. This bummed me out a little bit, man. This bummed me out pretty bad. Jan Blachowicz gets TKO'd in the first round by Navajo Sterling. Incredibly impressive by Navajo Sterling, stepping up on 2 weeks' notice and finishing Jan Blachowicz. Finishing him. I don't remember the last time that I've seen Jan Blachowicz finished like this. Um, Navajo Sterling is this was a incredible statement for him, and for him to call out Khalil or Paulo Costa or anybody in that's high up there. I like that. I like those call outs. Um, but man, Jan Blachowicz, bro, started out and he landed a glancing left hook on Navajo that sat him down very early on in the fight, and that was where I was like, oh my gosh, Jan Blachowicz is gonna we're gonna see him Marad to a decision win, like I said, dude. Yes, come on, let's go. And then Navajo landed clean on his chin in a little flurry, which sent him kind of down, which Navajo then pushed him over and flew him across the cage, and then landed elbows, ground and pound, and they sliced him open immediately. And this is sad, man, because I spent a lot of my video talking about how Jan Blachowicz actually looks really good for 43, and how, bro, he's yeah, man, it's over, bro. It's over. No. No. It's over. I don't know what they're gonna do with him now. If they're gonna run back the Guzgov fight, they might they might as well at this point. Would it have been different if Guzgov fought Blachowicz? I don't know. I don't know, and I can't say. So um, I'm bummed out, but this is a huge win for Navajo Sterling, still undefeated. And I'm really excited to see what happens next with him because this is a crazy statement made, stepping up on 2 weeks' notice and finishing Jan Blachowicz. Yeah, that's craziness. So good, actually incredible win for Navajo Sterling. Like, incredible win. And I feel very bad for Jan Blachowicz, the Polish power. What happened to the big Polish power? Speaking of big Polish power, Marcin Tybura just slugs around. And honestly, I was not that impressed with Rakic at heavyweight. He was quick in the first round, no power whatsoever, um, and then just gassed out. The second round they slowed down, and the third round was met with Rakic opening the round really well. Again, starting with flurries and getting in Tybura's face, and then it was just a clinch against the cage, so they both could catch their breath. And I will say, when Tybura, when they showed him on the camera in the octagon, it already looked like he was out of breath and sweating from walking to the octagon. So I don't know what that is, but Rakic gets a win. Rakic gets a win in 2026. It has been 5 years since he got a win, which is crazy. So, that's awesome for Rakic. But I was not super impressed by this. And I said the low kicks would be there for him, and they were. But again, man, it just didn't look like he had gained any power moving up to heavyweight. He looked like he filled in as a heavyweight. He was shorter than I expected him to be against Tybura. But yeah, he really did not impress me very much. He really did not impress me that much. So I'm curious to see who they're going to give him next at heavyweight, because now he's 13th or 12th in the division. And I don't know. Heavyweight has got a lot of momentum right now. I mean, I give him Gable, honestly. Give him Gable. As much as I hate Gable, but you could. You could. You could. Not very impressive. This was the only fight that I was not big on. This whole fight, every other fight, I have something great to say, but this one I wasn't big on. Dusko Todorovic versus Robert Valentin. I said Robert Valentin would get the submission, and he does. This fight was full of just reversals. And then Robert Valentin was able to get the back. Or no, he got up. Well, he got the back a couple times, but he started the fight with a really high up standing guillotine that Todorovic had to climb up on to get out of, and then that initiated this huge grappling exchange that lasted a large majority of the round, and then ended with Valentin right when they got up, locking that guillotine up again. And I want to highlight that Bisping said when Todorovic was coming in, he said, and he beat Jose Medina. That's a tough guy to beat. And I was like, is he? I think he lost every single fight in the UFC very quickly. So that made me laugh. But glad Robert Valentin got a win. Very happy for him. And he did, I don't want to call it disrespectful, but pulling Todorovic into the interview to translate for you is hilarious. Getting choked out and then having somebody translate for you is hilarious. So, but good win for Valentin. They're probably just going to give him Damian Pinos next or something. They're just going to kill him. I know they are. I know they're just going to give him a killer, which sucks because I do think he's on he's turned for the good in this division right now. So, I'm interested to see what they're going to do next with him. What did I say? What did I say? I said this guy fights like an idiot, and he just kind of walks forward and swings hooks, and all you needed to do is shoot a straight punch down the middle and you'd get him. And surprise, surprise, he comes out there and is swinging big, meaty hooks and just keeping his chin straight up in the air. And Ubrina just shoots a jab down the middle that sits him on his ass. What did I say? What did I say, man? Am I a genius? Did I pick Chepo? Yes. But did I say that Ubrina has more of a chance than normal, and all he had to do was shoot a straight punch down the middle if he'd been watching any tape? And he did that? Yes. So, and I just saw a post of somebody saying, I'm picking Ubrina or I saw Ubrina's post from a couple days ago saying he was going to beat Chepo, and all of the comments are like, bro, they're going to have to put you together like a Lego brick. And then somebody replied to him and was like, hey, man, I bet that doesn't feel good now. He's like, I'm not even going to reply to you, bro. It's after the fight. It doesn't even matter. It's like, yeah, I think that's when it matters. You talk smack before the fight and you can't hold it up. That's when it matters, is during the fight. Bro, it's after the fight. It doesn't even matter. That's when it matters. Your guy sucks. I said this, that Chepo sucks. This guy sucks. He just throws big hooks and he knocked out a bunch of homeless people in the regional scene. So, yeah, this guy sucks. They're going to give him, give him Jose Medina. They're not even in the same, they are in the same weight class. Give him Jose Medina, bro. Bro, who does that to Jose Medina, bro? Who does that to Jose Medina? Yeah, Gilbert Arenas gets another win in the UFC. It's been he's like 2-5 now. Yeah, because Chepo sucks, man. Chepo sucks. And I knew it. I knew it. But yeah, this feels good to predict. Even though I predicted that Chepo would win, still this feels good. Milos Janka, I picked Milos, bro. and he takes one low kick and Sean O'Malley maxes and gets like the nerve damage and can't stand up on his feet. And then there was a minute there where I was like, oh my gosh, Gungnong is an idiot. He's jumping into his guard after, like, imagine if Yuri had, okay, I'm not even going to say that because he practically did exactly what I'm about to say. I'm not even going to say that. But knocking him down with the low kicks, he can't stand anymore, and you jump into his guard, it's like, all right, well, that was dumb. But then he's able to immediately just get the grappling off and submit him immediately. So I think that was a showcase of him to just be like, look, man, you guys would have said, like, bro, this wasn't a fair fight. I just went down to the area where he has an advantage. Or not an advantage, but where we're at equal standing, if anything, and I submitted him. So, and I picked Milos, bro. Come on now. Come on now. Um, yeah, man, disappointing out for him, but what can you do? What can you do? Another first round finish. So on the main card, there was one, two, three, four, five first round finishes on the main card. And Rakic ruins that streak, but that's okay. Prelims, generational. This was terrible. Ludovic Klein, right when he started to look good in round two and started to get that jab off and find his range. This back of the head strike cheater just puts one down the middle and sits him down, and then fires back of the head strikes and Cyril Gahn matches or maxes. This sucks. I don't like seeing cheaters like this win, man. And Ludovic Klein was looking good, man. He was looking first round. I was like, ah, man, this might be a decision win for Musayev. And then round two starts, and he started getting it off. Ludovic Klein started looking good until he didn't. So that was very disappointing, but that's okay. That is okay, I guess. No, not really. 2 weeks in a row, we have a inbred looking cheater win against somebody that I would expect them to beat. And that sucks. But whatever, I don't care. Obanele gets slimed out immediately with a jab, and then there was some. Yeah, he gets slimed out with a jab, bro. Oh, Michael Oliveira is a killer, bro. This dude, wow, how crazy is welterweight right now? Yeah, Michael Oliveira literally just jabbed Oban Elliott, and he was bleh, and then knocked him out on the ground. And I think people were like, "Bro, back of the head strikes," and I did kind of see that, but that's okay. Yeah, man, not much more I need to say other than I'm a problem. I'm a problem in the welterweight division. So, kind of a huge win for Michael Oliveira. Let's go for that. I picked Nikolic to win this one by decision. He wins by decision. Mark Vologden looked good in the first round, honestly. When Nikolic kind of blitzed in, and Vologden just bombed him down. I was like, oh my gosh, Vologden's gonna knock him out. Holy cow. Um, and then from that point moving forward, Nikolic was just pinging him up, just tossing him around, beating his ass. Um, and I think at the end of the fight, when he had him in that rear naked, I think he was out when they ended because it looked like he was calling to Muslim prayer at the end there when he stood him up. His head was down, his arms were outreached, and he was in like the fetal position. So he might have been out cold there, and they could have called this one a finish, and we would have had only one decision on the card, which is crazy because there was two chick fights. Um, but Nikolic absolutely just started pinging him, man. It was rough. I love Vologden, man, but he has not found much luck after the Contender Series fight, which is a bummer because I do think this dude is super entertaining. And he stayed in this fight. There were multiple moments where I thought, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead. Stop the fight, he's dead. But they kept going. So, crazy win for Nikolic. Next fight was Denis Buzukja versus Bogdan Grad. Bogdan was absolutely ragdolling him and beating the brakes off of him in the first round. And then he kind of slowed down at the beginning of the second round, and Buzukja was able to get his jab off and get a good 1-2 going. And then gets taken down. And I did kind of understand that this was like an early stoppage, but I also understand that as the ref, it did look like he tapped. He was gritting his teeth in like a head and arm choke. He was gritting his teeth really hard, and he was making the face, and his hand kind of slapped Grad's leg 3 times. And it did look like a tap. It did. So, but I will say, Bogdan Grad does look very Agarthan. He looks super Giga Chad now that he has hair and like a cheeky little stash. So very Giga Chad from Bogdan Grad. I like the way he looks now, man. He looks Chad. Um, but he does slow down. He slowed down pretty heavily, and for a large majority of round 2. So, but he gets it done, man. He gets it done. Another finish, bro. This is crazy. Mateusz Rebecki versus Cal Prepelic. Prepelic literally just got his ass beat. He gets beaten up on the feet, gets taken down, and then it was literally just ground and pound for like a minute straight. He just got hit with ground and pound, and then kind of got up, and then was hit down again. Kind of got up, hit down again. So this was the only Polish power we saw tonight was from Mateusz Rebecki. Um, and I said he was going to win by decision. Man, so many fights that I said were going to end in decision ended in KO or submission. I like that. I really like that. I like when a card is just all finishes. This was awesome. Um, yeah, Kyle Prepelic. I was gonna say that he was gonna look good until he didn't, and he just didn't look good. So that sucks. Uh, Speaking of sucking, Haley Cowan needs to be dropped from the UFC. She took a straight punch to the body, and she like called a timeout. Like she stopped and like, hold on a minute, and then like Milosevic looked at the ref and was like, "Do I keep going?" The ref was like, "Yeah, man, just punch her again." She hit her again, then she went down. This was really funny. Haley Cowan looks terrible. She's a terrible fighter. 7-6 in the UFC is crazy. Milosevic gets another finish on her record, 9-1 now. Crazy stuff. So yeah, that was good. Jovan Leka versus Alexander Popek. I said that Popek was undersized for this, and he was starting off with the kicks, and I liked seeing the kicks. And then all it took was Leka to just throw one body kick, and it was and he was dead. So crazy. Again, not much to break down here, other than Jovan literally landed one body kick. And I saw somebody comment on her post like, "Bro, Leka's a future champion, bro. Leka's a future champion." Settle down, man. Settle down. You got one good win in the UFC. I'm sick of this future champ, bro. Future heavyweight champ, bro. You got a KO in the heavyweight division, bro. Future heavyweight champ, bro. Yeah, he got a great body kick that led to a TKO in the first round. Awesome. Um, and Stephanie Luciano submits Spazic's very quickly into this fight. Literally the second she was able to take her back, the fight it literally looked like a grappling dummy. She just kind of sat there and didn't know what to do once Luciano got her grappling off. And she got the submission very early. So, oh, could you imagine if we had a couple of these other fights? Um, I picked Luciano. I picked Leka. I picked Milosevic. Picked Rebecki. Picked Bogdan. Picked Nikolic. Picked Michael Oliveira. Picked Ludovic Klein. So I almost got all of them right here. Picked Uros. Picked Jan Blachowicz. Picked Rakic. Picked Valentin. I did pick Chepo, but that's okay. And I picked Milos. That's also okay. But overall, this card was really, really good. The finishes, and I will say, I want to give it up for the crowd in Serbia as well. These guys were going crazy. Yes, when a Serb would lose, you could hear somebody fart in the audience. It was so quiet. And I did really, really like when Gugnong won and he got in the cage and was like, "Let's go." You could see one guy in the crowd just flip him off in complete silence. The crowd was fun. I enjoyed it. And this was a really great card, man. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. This was a really, really great card. So many finishes, so much fun. Great, great stuff. And yeah. See ya. Bye.